What's up guys, it's Chewy here. Today I'm back with another rant sort of thing, but instead of ranting about stuff that other people are doing, like spirit writing free, I'm gonna talk about something of my own. Cursed is one of my least popular series. I've actually even done a table of which of my series are the most popular ones, considering the total amount of views the first 4 episodes have in total. I didn't include Bound by Blood in this list because it's still quite new, unlike most of these series on the list that are at least a year old. We can obviously find both versions of Tales of the Pack in the first and second place, followed by Class, Remorse, and then comes Cursed, then Two Worlds, and then Whisper with only 2,208 views. And although Cursed is not the last on this list, it is last among the series made with wolves, dogs, and felines, with the first 4 episodes having only 13,789 views compared to Remorse, which has 43,327 views. Some of you might argue that, but Tales of the Pack has been up much longer, and that's why it's so popular. I agree, the system is not the best way to determine the most popular series I have. But let's take a look at the results of the channel improvement quiz that I had a while back. The Curse does beat Remorse and the first version of Tales of the Pack, but it is still close to the bottom of the list despite being third. To prove furthermore that Curse is one of my least popular series, the devotion of my subscribers to the show was significantly smaller than it was to Tales of the Pack 2.0 that came out after the final episode of Cursed was released. And despite the results of the quiz, I still think that Cursed is my least popular series because of the fact that it has so little views, and it came out in 2014, while Tales of the Pack came out in 2015, and boom, it now has over 100,000 views in total. And I think it's fair. Okay, enough about me explaining why Cursed is not popular. The point of this video is to explain why it is my least favorite series. I do not despise the series, but I also don't really like it. I feel quite indifferent towards it. With Bound by Blood, I love my creation and I will protect it from all copycats and stuff, but as for Cursed, I don't really feel like it. This doesn't mean that everyone can go and rip it off. And that's my main issue with the thing. I don't feel anything towards it. I don't feel the story, the characters, nothing. It doesn't light any spark in me, and creating it didn't really either. It was just something that one day I got inspired by something, and then the inspiration slowly faded away as I made more episodes. I actually don't feel completely indifferent towards all the aspects of the series. The only thing that lights a spark, and in this case a negative spark, are the characters. Both Tip and Lark are plain rip-offs of Icewolves, Bubbles, and Aurora. Tip and Bubbles are both lynxes, they're both pretty crazy, and are the comical relief of the series they're starring in. Lark and Aurora are both the protagonists, who are insane killers against their own will, and that makes their life miserable and dangerous to everyone around them. And although I did ask for permission from Icewolf herself if I could make Lark the way she is, and she allowed me to do so, I still feel bad for copying her this much. And yeah, everyone at the time was a huge fan of Crooked Paths, and then everyone wanted to make an insane killer wolf with emo hair, but I don't really think this is an excuse for copying someone. The second issue I have is with the rest of the cast. They're just really dislikable, confusing, or boring. Jasmine is annoying as ever, and she doesn't realize when to stop sticking her nose into other people's business. Sabrina is just this old lady with a super weird accent who runs a club. Archie adds literally nothing to the story while he's alive. Isaac is my favorite character, but he's really, really confusing, and his actions are never explained. Hugo is a complete ass. Hazel adds nothing to the story, and Hinto isn't also all that important. Characters define the story. If you have a good story but boring and dislikable characters to go with it, it's no surprise your series is not going to be that great. Even when you have good characters but a pretty boring and cliché story like Tales of the Pack, it can still manage to be somewhat good. But if you don't have characters to cheer on for the series, then there's nothing to look forward to as it progresses. The characters are what doomed this series. I personally think that the story, of course, could have been much better. It was too rushed and too confusing. I'm sure a fan would have loved to know where exactly did Lark get her curse from or why she got it. It all just went too fast, and we actually never got to see the base point of the series. And the biggest regret I have is that Isaac and Lark had a very complicated relationship actually, but we never got to see them interacting more because the story was just so rushed. The only interaction they have in the entire series is in episode 9, and that's just for like 45 seconds. Third point, the mature themes. If I could build a time travel machine and go back to when I started filming Cursed, I would slap myself in the face and prevent myself from adding them to the story. And no, I'm not talking about the whole killing part, I'm talking about the swearing, and in episode 4, the sex. Yes, it's a part of life, but honestly, when you're 14 years old, or younger, or older, adding this is extremely cringeworthy. It's not disturbing, it's cringeworthy. It just makes you laugh, and it makes you embarrassed. Don't do that, ever. Even if I'm your inspiration, don't do it. The biggest mistake I made while filming the series was that I didn't focus on the most important thing, that being the story, but on the editing, filming, and music instead. I was just so sure that everyone is gonna love the series when in the first episode I use real fire, or when I add blood to make the injuries look more realistic. The special effects, the editing, it's all going to be worthless when you don't have a good story. For example, if you have good editing skills and use like green screen effects, but you have a story about some wolf, let's say, on a big quest to find candy, it's not gonna work. If it's a comedy series, then it just might work. But if it's a serious one, then everyone's just going to laugh at you. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button and comment your thoughts. What do you think about Cursed? Do you like it or tend to agree with what I said in this video? Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye!